Happy Thanksgiving, almost. If you're new to my channel, my name's Molly. I'm not a food expert. I'm not even a chef. I'm just someone who has a full-time job but loves to cook and is always trying to find ways to be a little bit healthier and lighten things up. Right now I count macros in Chronometer. It's an app. But I've also, from time to time, jumped back on Weight Watchers. So welcome to my channel, and if you have seen some of my other videos, it's good to see you again. And I hope everybody is having a great Thanksgiving season. What I'm trying to do with these recipes is find things that you might have in your house right about now. This time cooking with cranberries, turkey. If you don't have that, I'm sure you'll have chicken. Now, for breakfast, I know that many of you may have a lot of family members around, or you may actually still be having Thanksgiving or going to Thanksgiving somewhere. So I thought, what a wonderful thing to have overnight oats. We're making this with cranberries and walnuts. So when you wake up in the morning, all you've got to do is reach into your fridge, and you can eat this cold or you can heat it up in the microwave. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, if you eat oats a lot, these are really some little, you can get some little cute glass containers with lids. You just have to watch when you're taking them to go that, they are glass, but they're really cute. So we're going to use a 1-to-2 ratio. We're going to use a half a cup of, now for this you don't want quick oats, you want old-fashioned oats. It seems to work best when you're either baking, cooking, doing crock pot, when you're actually cooking the oats. You could use quick oats, but old-fashioned I think are a little bit thicker. And then we're going to do 2 parts almond milk. I'm going to go ahead and put a cup of almond milk, and this is just unsweetened. So that's your base. Now at this point you could make, this is overnight oats, you could put a little cinnamon in it, you could put any kind of spice you want in it and be done, or dried fruit or regular fruit. And then you just put it in the fridge and forget about it. The next day the oats kind of thicken up and they absorb all of that liquid. But because this is Thanksgiving time, I am also going to add 1 tablespoon of chia. I usually put that in my oats or smoothies or parfaits. I'm going to also put 1 tablespoon of whatever your favorite protein. I like to get a little extra protein, counting those macros. It's harder for me to get protein for some reason. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of cranberries. Healthy. It's about 1.5 tablespoons. This is almost Thanksgiving. And then the last thing, if you happen to have these around, it kind of matches our color scheme with the cranberries. This is a tablespoon of goji. And goji berries are just wonderful antioxidant dried berries. When you put them with liquid, especially soaking them overnight, it just plays into that whole, this will almost turn into like a pudding. And, oh yes, walnuts. And then all you're going to do is stir this up, and then you wake up the next morning. I'm going to cover it with a lid. You wake up the next morning and you have amazing cranberry walnut oatmeal. Together this year. So I wanted to give you some ideas instead of making like a full huge turkey. What we opted to do is I found a turkey tenderloin. It's even already seasoned, and you can have 4 ounces and it's only, I think it's 130 calories. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cook this in the oven as is. I'll see if it needs any seasoning when I'm done. But to go along with that, I'm going to show you a lighter version of green bean casserole. Now, the first thing you want to do, I've taken a dish and I've sprayed it with non-stick cooking spray. So for the green bean casserole, we try to lighten things up around here. Normally it takes either heavy cream or full fat milk. What I'm going to use is a cup of unsweetened almond milk, and I'm going to go ahead and use 1 can of reduced sodium. Try to find the least amount of sodium, because that's the problem with most of these canned soups. They just have so much sodium in them. So I'm putting this directly in the almond milk. You'll need a spatula. Make sure you get all of this out because we're only putting 1 can in. I'm going to put a lot of pepper. And I'm going to whisk this up. Now you don't have to put this much pepper. I just happen to love pepper. So I'm just trying to incorporate the canned soup in with the almond milk. That's going to be our base. Make them a little healthier. I'm also using about 2 cups of chopped up mushrooms. I chose organic mushrooms. So you want to just kind of stir that up. Now the next thing I'm going to use this whole can of the French fried onions. Now this is the worst part of the whole dish as far as fat and calories. I'm going to use about a little over half the can. I want to reserve a little bit just to put on top. Okay. And then I'm using 2 cans of just regular green beans. I've rinsed them. You want to try to get the extra sodium out. And then I'm just going to get this mixed up. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bake this at 375 for about 20 minutes. And then the last 15 minutes, so the total baking time is about 35 minutes. So 20 minutes and then the last 15, I'm going to put the onions on. If not, the onions will burn. You want to try to cook this. It softens the mushrooms up a little bit, gets everything kind of ooey and gooey and sizzling. And then you want to just top it off where the French fried onions stay a little bit crunchy. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven. 20 minutes, 15 extra with the onions, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm also going to get the tenderloin in. That's going to cook for about a total of 35 minutes. You just want to look at the package, however long it says. A pumpkin no-bake cheesecake. So what we're going to do is put and we're not really baking like a cake, so you don't have to be precise, but I'm putting about a cup of pure pumpkin. That's the pumpkin that it doesn't have spices. I'm going to add the amount of spice that I like, and I'm going to put pumpkin pie spice from Trader Joe's. You could use any pumpkin pie spice, and I'm just going to use maybe a half of a teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and put in a half of a cup of packed brown sugar. Level it off, that'll help not have as much. I'm also going to have about a cup of fat-free whipped topping. And then you could use fat-free. I'm choosing to use a third less fat cream cheese. And you want to have it at room temperature. That way it will come out of the package easier and blend up easier. Okay, so then I'm going to put the lid on, and you want to just blend this till smooth. And then I'm going to put it in the pie shell, and then you want to chill it for at least an hour or 2. Okay. I love pumpkin. I eat pumpkin all year long, but it's especially special this time of year. what it looks like. Absolutely glorious. Isn't that beautiful? I have to make sure it's not poisoned. Oh my gosh. You will never know that this was not a slow baked 3,000 ingredient cheesecake. This is amazing. So I'm just going to pour it into this pre-made pie crust. And there's what the pie looks like. I'm going to put some whipped cream in the center and a little sprinkle of pumpkin pie spice. Let me go ahead and do that. Now that's the beauty. So here's the pie. Who wouldn't want to dive into that? I know after it chills for a couple hours, me and my husband are certainly going to be diving into this pie. So I just wanted to tell you, I hope you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching my videos. Up next week after Thanksgiving, I'm going to do an episode that talks about what to do with your leftovers. I have a lot of ideas with what to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers. So have a wonderful holiday. Be safe. Love each other. Thanks for watching.